All right, welcome to another episode of Conversations with Drivers. I'm your host and driver advocate, Lamar Sullivan. Riding with us today is a driver out of the New Jersey market, Aquino. Thanks for joining us, and how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Nice to be here.
Great, great. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Aquino's been a long time driver with us. You might have seen her previous spotlight, but this is the video version, so we can maybe get a little more in depth and getting to know you. So let's jump right in. Um, so did driving with dispatch help you start your business, or were you already a business owner before dispatch?
I was a business owner before dispatch. It just helped me to escalate the business.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So how did it help you grow your business?
Basically, I started as a gig worker driving, using a car, left from a car to a pickup truck, from a pickup truck to a cargo van. So
Nice,
that's what happened.
nice. So you were able to just level up from the car to the cargo van. How
Mhm.
how long did it take you to do that leveling up?
It not long, because back then one of the customer support agent was like, you do this pretty regularly. Just get a cargo van. I was like, really? I was like, he was like, yeah. And it was like, let me show you the numbers and you'll make a decision. And within a month to 2 months, I purchased the cargo van.
Oh wow, wow, nice. And so it sounds like you've been able to make that money back in your time
Yeah,
with dispatch.
yep, yep, definitely.
Cool, great. So how did you find out about dispatch in the first place?
It's been so long. I don't quite remember, but I know I was scouting around with different gigs and different gig apps. And I think I came across Dispatch on either Google, just looking, just typing like dispatch, and the actual dispatch app came up. I think
Mhm,
that's more likely what happened, but it was
mhm.
so long ago. It was so long ago.
So well, that leads into my next question. How long have you been driving with dispatch then?
6 years.
6 years. Wow. I've
Yes,
been with dispatch for 6 years too, so that's crazy. So very, very long time driver.
time. Yes.
Yeah. So what are some of the challenges of being a delivery driver in your area?
Basically, I would say the biggest one is the traffic condition and the
Mhm,
fact that Pennsylvania is situated between like five different states. So we cross state lines daily. So
mhm,
we're dealing with tolls and traffic, all that type of stuff. So I think the traffic, the season, the weather changes here and there,
mhm.
weather conditions. So yeah, those are most of the stuff that we kind of deal with on a day-to-day basis in Pennsylvania, New Jersey area.
Okay. Are you based out of New Jersey or Pennsylvania? I know they're really
Both,
close to each
both,
other.
because we're like right 20 minutes. You're right Jersey. So it's
Okay.
both. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so what's that like? Dealing with the tolls and the traffic. How does that affect you looking at orders, your ability to take on certain orders? Like, how does that affect those things?
I mean, it does affect it tremendously because then you got to calculate in your brain. You got to actually know the area to know that, okay, if something comes up in Trenton, yeah, the app says it's like 20 miles away, but I know in my head it's going to probably take me an hour. If traffic is there, it's probably going to take me an hour and a half. So you're doing the maths in your head before you even swipe to say assign the order, depending on if you already have something else on your board as well. So it plays a lot in how you take the orders and if you take the orders, because if the trend order is only paying 30, $20, it's not worth it to drive an hour and a half in traffic to go get something than to go drop it off probably 5, 10 miles away. So it plays a whole lot of role. Then you got to think about the tolls too. It plays a lot of role in decision making on what you take, what you don't take.
Okay, yeah, and that's what we've heard from other drivers in that area as well, and makes it difficult for sometimes when some of those orders get bundled. You might
Yeah.
have an order that's in New Jersey, but then another order that's in
It's a
Pennsylvania.
bit, yeah.
Yep. So then you're trying to decide, like, is this worth it
That is,
to do the
yeah,
pull? Like,
yeah.
so you've been at Dispatch for a while. What changes have you noticed over the years that have improved your experience?
I would say keeping up with the market trends and adjusting the system to better meet the needs of both the drivers and the customers. So
Mhm.
the greatest thing was the smart order matching, because before, back in the days, we used to have to like be hunting. Something comes up, you're tapping, you're swiping, not even getting a chance to look at the order properly. So
Mhm.
the smart order has definitely increased the way how we do business and gives us more time to say, okay, it's gonna take me an hour to get there. It's gonna take me 2 hours to get there. So that's one feature that has helped us. And then just other features like the time that tells you like the app tells you like, okay, you have 30 minutes more to pick this order up, 30
Mhm.
minutes more to deliver this order. So there's different features that has helped tremendously.
Okay. Okay. So then, what have you, as a whole, what have you liked about working with Dispatch?
Oh, there's so much stuff. So the biggest thing for me would be networking. I've met so many people. It's
Mhm.
unbelievable. I've met CEOs, I've met VPs, I've met all sorts of different people. Even the drivers. Some of
Mhm.
the drivers you get to network with them, you guys go over stuff like, what do you think about this? Like, how was that? How was your day? How was your week? So it helps a lot. Yeah, it's been going good so far. I can't complain.
Good, good. I love to hear that.
Yeah.
What, how is that networking meeting, those CEOs, VPs? How has that helped you with your business?
Well, it's actually helped me to, like I would say now, increase my output, because then you get to the point where you kind of know when the market is busy, where the market is busy, and it helps you then to position yourself so that you're actually getting those orders and making the money. So
Mhm.
basically, yeah, because then they'll tell you. I mean, they'll walk up to you, hey, Aquino, what's up? Oh, I got something going somewhere tomorrow. Are you available? That type of stuff. So that's just one way.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
allows you to work a little bit smarter.
Better. Yes.
Good, good. We love to hear that. So what are the things that you think and I know I've seen you write in different things before, so I know you have opinions about this. What are some of the things that Dispatch can improve on?
Okay, I would say number one thing is the customer retention and communication. I think that's one of the biggest aspect that we're lacking on.
Mhm.
Um, I talk to everybody, I hear complaints, so I know.
Mhm.
But customer like relationship, we kind of need to work on that more. I think that would be better because I know been here 6 years, we've lost a lot of customers, we've gained new customers, but we really need to stay on keeping the customers, making them satisfied, making them happy, knowing that they're the reason why we're out here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So on that relationship front, what have you seen on that front to to say that it needs to be improved? Just that we've lost some customers, or is there anything specific with that?
I think it's more of a relationship basis. I mean, sometimes they'll say they can't get through to anyone.
Mhm.
When if I go on the app and text, I get a response within 5 minutes, sometimes even quicker, minute,
Mhm.
2 minutes. So I'm getting through to you guys faster than they are getting through to you guys. That's just one aspect. And the next thing would be like having like monthly meetings or quarterly meetings just to see like where you guys are at. What is it that you guys need to do so that can make situations easier or better for the company? Because I know each company has their own little thing about them. Sunrun is one. We do
Mhm.
keep up with Sunrun, but I think that type of relationship that we have with Sunrun, it needs to be also carried over into other companies as well.
Okay, okay, that's
Yeah.
good feedback.
Yeah.
And I can say that is something that we've been working on a lot recently.
Yeah.
Is getting those relationships back up and having more communications with
For
the
sure.
different customers so we can increase their output, keep them happy, like you're saying. So
Yeah.
we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
So what things are most important to you as a gig driver and a business owner, just kind of in general?
Consistency. The
Consistent.
consistency is most important to me. Yeah. I know, as I said, where we live, where we're positioned, like we go through seasonal changes.
Hmm.
So I know when it rains, it affects us tremendously. When it snows, it affects us tremendously. When it's extra cold, it affects us tremendously. So the consistency is really that's the main thing for me.
Hmm. Okay. And so would you, with that kind of seasonality and the different weather changes, would you say, because on some apps, when it rains, it might be better to go out on those days versus
Yeah,
when it's
yeah.
really sunny, it's usually like pretty slow. So like, how is that for you on with the different weather changes?
With the different weather changes in terms of the app, I find that I more have to go to other apps during the winter seasons
Okay.
because then it becomes a little bit slower. So you
Hmm.
find that you're using multiple apps just to stay consistent. But in general, I always go to dispatch first
Good.
because
Good.
it's just yeah the whole layout and everything is just better.
Okay, well that's a perfect segue to my next question. How the orders on the dispatch app compared to other gig apps that you've used?
So with dispatch, the competitive advantage that you guys have is that you match multiple orders to the driver. So with dispatch, you can have an order going to Trenton. Then something comes in from Trenton going to New York. So you just like keep moving up the line, up the line. With the other apps, they tend to not have that. They
Mhm.
tend to just like send you one order and then you don't see anything else until you're completed with that order. So that's the competitive edge. You guys get to complete more orders with all the drivers that you have, like completely working them so that the app keeps moving, customers' orders keep getting fulfilled. So that's the advantage.
Okay, okay. That's great. Yeah. It's funny you say, smarter to matching because, when we first implemented it, it was very polarizing. Like drivers, so there are
Didn't
some
like it.
drivers that really like the low board format. There are some drivers that really love the smart order matching format. So it was like, it was really half and half in the beginning. I think more drivers are lean towards the smart order matching now, but we still have here every so often like go
And
back to the old way.
I think it's because they can more manipulate the load way. That's the reason why they're not so affluent with the smart order matching. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Because with those load boards, there are so many different things that goes on that they know how to manipulate it so that they can get more orders.
yeah,
That's the reason why they're probably saying that.
yeah. And that was an issue that we were having, and while we went away from it, so
Yes, exactly.
for sure. So when you're looking at orders, what are the most important factors that will make an order worth it for you?
Basically the time it takes to get to the location and then also where it's going because if it's going to a dead zone, then you're thinking, okay, is it worth it to drive to a dead zone and dead head back to your actual home address? So
Mhm.
that's those are important points to look at when you're choosing an order or not if you're gonna accept or decline it. And
Okay.
basically, yes, because it's sometimes those dead zones, they are worth it because dead zones mean you're driving probably 100 miles.
Yeah.
So it pays off if you do the going back and you might just get something coming back.
Hmm.
Probably not all the way coming back, but at least halfway back down into coming to your home address, you'll get something coming this way or another location. You
Yeah.
just keep rolling.
Yep. So
Yeah.
the time to the pickup is the biggest thing for
That's
you.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, so I don't know, have you been to any of our webinars so far?
Yeah, I've been to a couple webinars.
Okay.
I have.
Do they have any value to you? I know you're a very seasoned driver, so a lot of it in there is review. But have you found any value in the webinars?
Yes, yes, I have because Sunrun changes weekly, daily, in a split minute. So you find that if there's anything new, it's best to go on there just to see if you're missing anything. Did anything change? Because it
Mhm,
takes a while for the information to be passed on immediately. So it's best to
mhm.
go to those webinars to see what's really going on. Did anything change? Do I need to change in the way how I do anything? So I have been to them and it's been beneficial.
Good, good. I'm glad that you
Yes. Yes.
find it valuable. Yeah, that but the Sunrun meetings are, yeah, those tend to be the more important.
I know.
Just like you
Yeah.
said, they change very often. They have different needs like every other week. So,
Like,
making sure drivers are in the know with that, so we stay compliant. And uh,
yeah.
why should other people drive with dispatch, in your opinion?
I mean, there's many reasons. You guys offer recognition,
Mhm.
flexibility, most of all. A lot of people, for me, I had a baby when I just started out. So
Okay.
I needed to be really flexible. And then she's still growing. I still need to really be really flexible because with schools, you have all type of stuff going on. So flexibility is a good one. They offer bonuses.
Mhm.
Most gigs don't do that. This is the one bonus that is completely like there all the time is you complete 20 orders, you get $100 bonus.
Mhm.
So most gig apps don't offer those type of bonus. They do offer different type of bonuses, but that one is like always there.
Yeah.
Complete 20 orders, you get $100. Yeah. And then the next thing would be networking. You get to meet a lot of people. Yeah. So you never know. You 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 meet contractors, you meet contractors and over the period of couple of years of constantly going to a job site, dropping to that same contractor, you develop a relationship with them and you say, "Oh, I need to get my roof done." They come and do your roof.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. So
That's
that is that type of relationship. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. I haven't heard of anyone, networking in that way, but I mean, that sounds smart to me.
Yeah.
So if you could give any advice to other drivers at dispatch, what would it be?
Communicating with the customers, making sure that your ETA is actually the right ETA. That's the complaint I've got numerous times. The other one would be same customer communication is making sure that you're asking them where to leave the stuff and not leaving them where you think it's gonna be broken,
Mhm.
stolen, something like it's anything at all can happen. That's not pleasing to the customer. So those two, just making sure you're checking in with the customers if you're not sure.
Mhm.
If you pull up, so doesn't seem right, call the customer. They'll tell you what to do. If you can't
Mhm.
get the customer, always call into dispatch, the support team. They'll
Mhm.
surely help you to figure out what's the next step, and you just sit there and wait, and they'll instruct you the best way forward.
That's perfect. I'm use that for a training video. That's
Yeah.
perfectly. That's great. Um, so just last question here. You're really easy to talk to. So tell us anything you would like us to know about yourself, or any last words that you would like drivers to know. Just kind of end it off.
Well, I want to say shout out to JJ. JJ is so
Okay.
important in this business. He gets the job done. He communicates with us. He was like he's on top of the customers, making sure orders get fulfilled. So shout out to JJ. Shout out to the whole customer support team. They've
Yeah.
been awesome. I mean, I've met so many different people that transitioned all the way up. I don't
Hmm.
know if Dustin is still here with us, but yeah, I remember Dustin from back in the days.
Hmm.
Um, so shout out to all those people that's been helping Dispatch grow over the years. And then just to the drivers and the new drivers, I mean, we've been here long and we're not going anywhere. So just hang in there. Keep up the good work. Keep the customer satisfied most importantly, because that's how we get paid.
Well, that's perfectly said, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for agreeing to have this conversation. Like I said at the top, Aquino's been one of our longest tenured drivers. She gives us great feedback, has some of the best numbers out there. So I'm glad we were able to do this and kind of get your personality out there. I didn't know how funny you were.
I think that's why the customers love me.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So I see why you're one of the best drivers out there, and thank you again for doing the video, and we'll talk to you another time.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Alrighty.